Just like in cancer, I think the CAR constructs may actually be important to the activity when using these cells in autoimmune disease, though it's very, very early in the field, and I don't think we know what the ideal construct may be. But some constructs may be more ideal than others. They may behave differently. For instance, some CAR constructs are more likely to expand rapidly, and others may be more likely to persist for long periods of time. We are starting to learn in cancer patients what the impact and necessity is for having good initial CAR T cell expansion. We are learning in what situations having long-term persistence is important. In autoimmunity, I don't think we know that yet. I don't think we understand what the need for long-term persistence will be, or what the role of initial high-level expansion will be. Those factors really are in part mediated by what the construct is. And so I think as we get more experience and different products are used, and there's more data coming out, there will be a lot of information about what the ideal construct may be and what the ideal therapeutic approach would be for these patients. I think we're just scratching the surface. Right now, we know how to target B cells. We know how to target that part of the immune system. And so really, if you can think of any disease that may be mediated by abnormal B cells and abnormal antibody production, you can think of targeting with CAR T cells. That's essentially a drug that's already made, right? It's already a drug that's made, it's been tested, it's repurposing this drug, this anti-CD19 CAR. But you could certainly envision targeting other immune effector cells, depending on what the autoimmune disease is. And so there's a lot of interest in trying to identify what those targets may be. I think just like in cancer, that's not completely understood for every autoimmune disease. Not every autoimmune disease is B cell mediated. Maybe it's T cell mediated. And there are really interesting trials now being developed to develop CAR T cells that target T cells, for instance. And those trials are just starting in T cell lymphomas, and you could envision them being applied to other T cell mediated diseases. So that's just talking about B and T cells, and there are other cells that one can think about targeting. So I think we're just scratching the surface, and I think this is really, really at the beginning of this field, and it's exciting to think about how fast it's moving and where it may go 5 years and 10 years from now.